give you a video on how to complete this assignment. The assignment is called Elements of Art Google Slideshow. The learning goal is for students will complete a slideshow within Google Slides by using the tools provided to create a visual examples for the elements of art. Here's how you'll be graded. 70 points for each of the 7 completed slides, 10 points for following the directions, 10 points for craftsmanship, and 10 points for creativity for a total of 100 points. And this will also count for a project grade. Directions on how to complete the assignment. First, you will click to access the Google slide here. Then you will click on File, click to make a copy, click on the entire presentation. A new presentation will then pop up for you in Google Slides. At the top for the title, you will end the title with your name. That way I know it's your slide. Watch the video on how to use the Google Slides, which you're technically watching now. And then when you're completed, I want you to download the whole entire slideshow, save it onto your desktop, and submit it back to Canvas. So let's go ahead and get started. So to start out with, you'll click on the Elements of Art slideshow, and it'll pop up within Google Slides. First, you will click on File, Make a Copy, Entire Presentation, and yes, or OK. Once it makes a copy within your own Google slide, you can close this other one here. It'll make a copy within your own Google Drive. And where it says type your name here, you will type your name there, okay? Okay. You can actually erase this part here. That way it doesn't say that. On the second slide, there will be the video that you're watching now. But the slide after that will just tell you about the elements of art, which you guys are very familiar with. And the information is right here. There is a few slides that will kind of give you some pointers on how to maneuver through Google Slides and all the different types of tools that are available for you. You will be using the tools within Google Slides to complete this assignment. So the first element that we talk about is line, and we're very familiar with line because we just finished our Zentangles, which are full of different types of line. So the definition for line is a point moving in space. Line may be 2 or 3 dimensional, descriptive, implied, or abstract. So in this first slide, you'll be using the line tools to create different types of lines. So the different types of lines will be horizontal, vertical, zigzag, and wavy. So here's the line tools right here. To make the first type of line, you'll use the straight line here to make a horizontal line. So there's your line. It's just a simple line. But to be more creative, you could make it a thicker line, you can make it a dotted line, you could make it a different color line, or you can just make it a plain straight type of line. Use the different types of line tools to make it interesting. Next, you'll make a vertical line, so on and so forth. For zigzag and wavy, I suggest using the scribble tool, which will allow you to create a type of scribbly line. You're just using your mouse, or you can use your touchscreen to create this type of line. So there's my zigzag line, and then we're going to create a wavy line. Boom, done. And you can make them each different colors. For shape. Shape is a 2-dimensional flat or limited by height, width. Examples include circles, squares, and triangles. Shapes can be geometric or organic. In this area here, you're going to add some shapes. Ooh, I moved my mouse. So you're going to be using the shape tool, which is this one right here. Also, something helpful is if you hover over the tools within Google Slides, it'll tell you what it is. So here's a shape tool. And that's wanting you to create different types of shapes. I'll be looking for you to create different types of shapes, so you can just use the shape tool here. You can change the outlines, and you can also make them different colors. I would like for you to make a geometric shape and an organic shape. So if you wanted to, you could create your own shapes here or there. So that's shape. Let's go to space. Space is positive and negative areas in art are both defined by the sense of depth achieved in a work of art. Negative space may be most evident when space is around an object, not the object itself. Positive space is the subject. So positive space is the space that the object takes up. The negative space is the space around the object. So here, you'll be using some shapes on both of these boxes, one on one side, one on the other. On one side, add color to the shape. On the other side, add color to the background. So let's get a shape. I'm going to use a heart. So I'm going to draw a heart right here, and I'm going to fill it up with a color. And on this side, I'm going to fill up the square with the color, and then copy this shape, paste it here, bring it over, and then change the color so it looks like there's no shape there. And in essence, creating the negative space. This is the positive space and the negative space. Let's look at value. Value is the lightness and darkness of tones and colors. White is the lightest value. Sorry, my mouse is very sensitive, and black is the darkest. So here you will be creating a value scale. My R2 students know all about this. So you will be adding color to the different values from dark to light. So here you'll be using the paint tool. I'm going to use a different color here. How they set up the colors here is literally a value scale. So if you wanted to, you can just move up or create your own custom colors, which is also very fun. So let's go back here. I'm going to use purple. And just for the purposes of this video, you'll go through each one and create the specific value or just add it. So I'm just going to be adding the light one. Oops, I'm sorry. Here, and then the lightest one over there. Let's do that one. So in between you would have medium, medium dark, or dark medium, medium, and medium light. For form, form refers to three-dimension and encloses volume, includes height, width, and depth. Examples include cube, sphere, cone, and cylinder. My R2s also are very familiar with it. R2s and R3s are familiar with this because we are currently R2s are working on their still lives, and R3s did that, so they're familiar with form. Wow, I'm very sleepy. So for this, you're going to be using a gradient. Right here is a little snapshot of where you'll be working in the tools. So I would click on the item you want to shade, and you're going to click on gradient, and you can choose any color. I would stick with this range here so you can see that there's value within the form, so it looks more 3D. And you'll be doing that for each of these shapes. Texture. Texture refers to the way something feels or looks like it might feel, which is implied texture. So for this category, you'll be actually creating implied texture with lines. So I would choose here, I would choose, whoa, my mouse is a little crazy. These little lines, and place them everywhere on the cactus to make it look like that cactus has little spinies. So I'm looking for you guys to do that all around the edges of the cactus. Let's talk about color. Color is produced when light is striking an object and is reflected to the eye. I'm so sorry. So here is really simple. You'll be mainly using the paint bucket to color, and you'll be adding the spectrum of color here. For Art 1, we haven't talked about color theory yet, but we will. So you'll be moving through each of these little shapes and adding the colors of the rainbow. That does not go there. And make sure that you click on the proper one so you don't have that mistake like I just did. So you'll be adding color to all these shapes here. Make sure you go through the rainbow. Roy G. Biv. And that is the last slide. So hopefully you'll be taking your time and completing each one of these slides correctly. Once you're finished, make sure that you type your name here. After you're completely done, you're going to go to File, Download. You can download as a PowerPoint or a PDF. I suggest a PowerPoint. Once you see that your PowerPoint is downloaded, go ahead and click on it so it opens up. For you, it might take a moment. It might take a minute. And then once it's opened, you'll see that this is the one that you created within Google Slides. I want you to save as and save it to your desktop. We've done this before. You're familiar with this procedure. Just make sure that you do that. I'm doing it on my home computer, so it looks a little bit different than it would on your laptop. But you're going to go to File, Save As, and you're going to save it onto your desktop. That way, it's easy to find when it comes time for you to upload it to Canvas. All right, it's saved. Let's go back to Canvas. Once you're finished, you're going to go back to Canvas, hit the orange Submit button, choose File, and then we're going to go to your desktop, look for the PowerPoint presentation that you just created, open, and submit. Once it's properly uploaded, you might see confetti, and then it is properly uploaded. It'll tell you that it is uploaded 2 ways. It'll say resubmit, that means that you already submitted it, and it'll say right here submitted at the time, and then you can actually see what you submitted. Okay? If you have any questions, please make sure you reach out to me. Thank you.